I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And Ghosty and Chip.
Art Perles. Shout out to the big homie. We've got a $75 Patreon partner tier that we're catching up on because we were on leave. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. We're at the ground floor of that, so...
Today we have a live show. This one is Soundgarden. It's called Black Rain.
Yes,
I really
sir.
like the sound of that.
Good.
So if you want to see behind the scenes with our family and you're on Patreon, just click on the links that are on the page. I have some different hidden videos there for you. So if you don't usually go on and check them out. The last one is you'll get to meet my my friend that I had when I was back in high school. And you'll get to see the things we did.
If you could split yourself off, you guys would have a separate channel.
We would.
It'd be hilarious.
We would. People would love and hate us.
Yes. For timely topical political
Worship
commentary,
and crucify.
you can hit us up at Middle America's Vin and Sori. Matter of fact, by the time you're watching this, we'll probably be doing a live stream there anyway. So check us out. This, though, is Soundgarden. I'm pretty excited because we've been listening to a lot of, avant-garde bands that we've never heard before. But this one's a big band, so I'm very excited. Let's do it. Soundgarden, go! This is like the opposite side of Black Hole Sun a little bit. I think just lyrically, Cry On, Black Rain, feeding on the blood that's running from a black day. So it's like you could have done, you know, this would be like the second half of Black Hole Sun, I think. What'd you think?
I liked it. I loved their stage. I liked what they did with that. I liked the instruments. I mean, obviously it was very repetitive, and I couldn't hear the vocals very good.
Yeah, me neither. I felt like
we know it's not our headphone.
Right, I felt like, well...
Yeah, see, it's very small.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the live show just didn't.
I wanted the sound guy to turn down the guitars.
Yeah.
You know.
But I like the vocals. That's like very important to me in a song. So I don't know if it's.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe that wasn't the point. Maybe the point was more.
No, well, it's a live song, so I just think that the sound guy screwed up, and
it could be.
Sometimes, you know, you need the guitar lower. Sometimes you need it higher.
Yeah, I know. Depends. Even in the official, the vocals are smaller.
No, it's a lot more pronounced.
It is a lot more pronounced, but it's still smaller than I would say other songs that I've heard. Other ones, it feels like the vocals kind of take over more. But I think that they should have turned that up a bit more.
Okay, what do you got? What do you think the song was about?
I don't know.
He is kind of like an avant-garde lyricist a little bit, but I think there's some common threads. Like he says, you can't stutter when you're talking with your eyes. By cutting out your tongue, you save face.
Yeah, that made sense to me. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so like, I think it's a little bit about like being.
I'm distracted by this comment that I saw. Not sure if Sori enjoys this. Barely remembers bands, members' names. Don't catch the lyrics' meanings most of the time. Still not sure about the genres playing and much more. Feels like this is not something she enjoys. I don't know, I might be wrong. So I'm like,
What?
It's like distracting in the back of my head because you're like, so what do you think it's about? I'm like, that comment, I don't know really what it's about. But then you're saying it's a bit avant-garde. What? Why are you so weird? Why are you just letting me hang there with my comment reading?
Well, it's just extremely random. Like we're in the middle of a review.
Yes, but you asked me what I thought, and so I'm telling you how I'm thinking.
I see. If I could hawk my love, could I trade for your wings to cover me unless I fall? Half aligned, I heard the most brilliant lie. To sleep these eyes, close the light, and lets the mind wide open. So it seems like he's talking to a person, and he's trying to get her to be with him, but it's a conditional love because he says, for your wings to cover me unless I fall.
What does hawk my love mean?
You know, like you're hawking something, you're selling it.
Oh.
You know, like I hawk these shoes. It's a slang for selling something.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
So that's why he says, if I sell my love, basically, could I trade for your wings to cover me unless I fall?
Oh.
So I will love you, and then you in return give me some sort of security. But then it's like your wings to cover me unless I fall. So it's like a conditional sort of arrangement. Mm-hmm. Half aligned, I heard the most brilliant lie. To sleep these eyes, close the light. So it's like, in order to him to get some rest, he's got to turn off the light. Mm-hmm. Whatever the light is, you know, it's some sort of truth that is uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So in order for him to have some sort of peace, he's got to, you know, turn off the light per se. Mm-hmm. And then, but then he goes on to say, you can't stutter when you're talking with your eyes. So even if you're like trying to live a lie, it's all over there on your face. Like, yeah, it's obvious, you know. And even if you don't say anything, by cutting out your tongue, you save face. It really doesn't matter. Because people can still see.
Well, I don't know, because he's saying you can't stutter when you're talking with your eyes. Well, he just talked about he closed his eyes. Like maybe he's actually talking about like hiding what's going on. Not that it's out there and open, but that you're hiding it. You can't stutter when you're talking with your eyes. By cutting out your tongue, you save face.
Or feeding on the blood that's running from a black day.
Yeah.
So I just think that that's talking about, like, he's unable to hide the fact that he's depressed. But he's feeding off of it. You know, like feeding on the blood that's running from a black day. And then it's cry on black rain because he's ingesting all that darkness.
Yeah.
And so what comes out is black rain because he's been feeding on black blood, basically.
I liked the way that he sung that hook, though.
I wasn't really a fan of this whole vocal style. Like, it was just one, there wasn't a lot of variation. It was just, you know.
Yeah.
And I think he's an amazing vocalist, but I'm like,
I don't
I'm not
mind.
particularly certain I like that.
If a song kind of makes me a little bit sad, I'm okay with it not like really going many places. And I kind of felt like a heavy when he was singing "Cry on Black Rain," that part.
Yeah.
So I was okay with that it didn't really go anywhere, but I do agree with you. It didn't really go anywhere. His vocal style did stay the same. That kind of, but I just wish I could have heard it more too.
Yeah, but I think it's talking about, I mean, obviously, anytime somebody goes out the way that he did, you know, people are always going to read some sort of, you know, secondary, tertiary meaning into what he's actually saying, which doesn't necessarily have to be about that. But it's interesting, it's the last song before the last song, and...
Big Dumb Sex is one of the names.
What? Oh, okay. This was released in 2010, so I don't know if that's like the last
one that they did before.
Yeah, that they did.
Yeah.
But it seems it's about trying to be in a relationship with somebody, but at the same time, like, you can't hide the fact that you're mega depressed, and maybe it's trying to find a way to continue to relate to that person. Maybe because a lot of times, like, especially if you're depressed, but you're in a relationship, you feel like you kind of have to hide certain things so that, you know, you're not continuously a downer for the other person. I do that with you all the time.
I know you do.
So it's like, you don't want to be a good God. Is that the name of the...
Gosh.
Pretty new. Okay, it's the name of a song. Yeah, I think this is their last record because everything is after that is like compilations, or whatever.
I don't think
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I didn't realize you weren't done.
Yeah, so I think that's what it's about. Like, he's trying to maintain a relationship, but he's ingesting all this darkness, but he's trying to, you know, hide it from the person.
I don't necessarily think I agree with that line. You can't stutter when you're talking with your eyes.
Why?
Because, like,
that's the most important line in the song.
when you look at somebody, you can tell. Like, there are times where you, like, you're fun, but when I look at your eyes, they look like you're having a hard time.
Yeah.
So,
isn't that the point of that lyric?
I thought that I still feel like it's saying the opposite. He doesn't say, he's saying you can't stutter when you're talking with your eyes. If you're talking with your mouth, you could stutter and falter and people could realize that something's wrong. But I thought he's saying, like, you just keep your mouth shut, they're not going to know. He's saying you can't stutter when you're talking with your eyes.
I'm looking at it like, you know, if when you're communicating and you stutter, then people have a harder time understanding what you're saying.
Oh.
Like, what did you say? But
yeah, but then he says by cutting out your tongue, you save face.
Right. If you don't say anything, then you can save face because you've got deniability.
Yeah.
Because if you say something with your eyes, you can deny it. You can say, well, you know, whatever. But if you said something with your mouth, there's nothing you can say. Mm-hmm. You can't say, I didn't say that. Mm-hmm. If I say, you know, I'm sick of you, you know, like, you can't say that you didn't say that. Right. Whereas if your eyes say it, you can say, hey, you interpreted it that way. I didn't say that. Mm-hmm. So the eye thing is really interesting because on the one hand, you can read what a person is saying, but if you're the type of person that's conscious of the fact that other people are reading your eyes, then you can also misdirect people. So it just depends, you know, like quarterbacks do it all the time.
Right.
You know, they got a DB out there that's like looking at their eyes because that's what they train you to do. And Brady's a master at it. Peyton was very good at it. You know, you look one way and then, you know, he's going the other way. So if you start to realize that people are watching you like that, you can still screw with them. But, you know, I think what he's talking about there is unguarded moments when he says you can't study when you're talking with your eyes. When you have unguarded moments, like I could tell, like you're in a very, very pissy mood right now. So...
I've been like this for a couple days.
So it doesn't matter what, you know, you say. I know. You know what I mean? And some people are better at it than others. I just
but did you know before I started talking?
Oh, 100%.
When did you know?
As soon as I walked in the room, I was like, oh God, here we go.
Yeah, but
one of those situations.
But I started talking immediately.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything? I read it from your eyes. You don't have to say nothing.
You should have read it from my text that said, "Bring me coffee." And you didn't.
You were terrible.
No,
you were terrible
really
with that.
The problem is.
You're not a very good misdirector.
I'm not trying to misdirect you.
I know. I do it all the time.
I know. Sometimes I feel like a bad person when I can feel that you're doing that.
Why would you feel like a bad person?
Because I'm letting you, like, walk in that farce. Like...
I mean, you're letting me walk.
You know what I mean?
Farce.
Like, instead of just saying, honey, I know you're having a hard day, like... But you don't want to talk about it, so it's not like I can be like, you want to talk about it?
I definitely wouldn't want you to do that. If I was
really?
Oh yeah, that would. That
what would it do?
It just bothers me.
Make you angry?
No, I would just like separate myself from the situation.
So the best thing to do is pretend I don't notice it?
Well, I just don't like people touching me when I'm in that type of mood. You know, I don't like being touched when I'm in that type of headspace. That's why I go off by myself, so that I won't run the danger of people touching me.
Oh.
But see, if I'm having a bad mood, you need to talk.
If you're having a bad mood?
Yeah, if I'm...
No, I don't say anything, but I feel like it's not the...
No, because you're like, oh, do you want to talk? You want to talk about it?
No, there's times I don't
better.
say anything.
You'll feel better.
No, when's the last time I did that?
I'll feel better.
Stop it. When's the last time I did that?
That's
honestly.
True. That's true. You're doing very good at it.
I don't do it, but I feel like a bad person. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Why would you be a bad person for that? I don't understand that.
Because
you always find some way to make yourself be a bad person.
No, I'll tell you what it is. It's that when I'm upset, most times I do want to talk about it, even if I say I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
So, I guess I assume that you're also... I know that you're not. That's what you've said to me a bunch of times. But I'm like...
But I'm not what?
That you don't actually want to talk. When I say, like, I don't know, I don't really want to because I've probably, like, if I'm feeling depressed, I don't really want to talk because it's literally so exhausting to talk when you're already depressed or frustrated.
Right.
And so the thought of, like, having that conversation is difficult, but at the same time, I don't want to sit there feeling like I do, so I'm hoping that if I talk, I'll feel better. So I feel like, what if he's like that too? Like, what if you're saying...
Yeah, I'm not.
I know, that's why I've been leaving it, and I haven't been asking you, but it makes me feel like I'm just leaving you in that situation.
Well, you're not my savior.
I'm not trying to be your savior.
You kind of do.
Please. If I was trying to be your savior, I'd probably cook for you every day and make sure you were really comfortable.
It's true. Gotta have my friend Sophia make all my food.
I wouldn't have said we have to go home. Who's Sophia? Oh, God.
You know good and well that that's not the case. What do you mean you wouldn't say I have to go home? What are you talking about?
Well, I was sliding something into the review that only you would understand, but then it went right over your head too.
Yeah, it did.
Last night.
What about it?
I was like, I have to go home now. I have to leave now.
Where were we? Were we out?
Mm-hmm.
We go out last night?
Mm-hmm.
I have no recollection of that.
We went down this road.
Oh, that situation. Yeah. So now what is it now? It's completely ruined.
It's gone, babe. The moment's over.
The moment's completely gone. That's
Everybody
true.
else knows now, too.
Yeah, that's true. We were talking about Trump. I remember that. We had that conversation.
We did talk about Trump.
Yeah. I just, some people want to talk and some people don't, you know. But I think that if I don't talk, then you don't have to lie.
There's stuff that bothers you, and then you'll go on, look at this, what's happening? I'm organizing this because it's bugging me, and then you're moving it somewhere else at the same time I am. Okay, when you, like, stuff will start bothering you, and then all of a sudden you'll, like, I have to be vague, but you'll, like, start talking to some of your friends, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
About the subject, and I'll hear you talking about it. So you are talking.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, God.
I talk to my friends about it.
You know what I'm saying?
When have I talked to them about something?
Well, if something's bothering you, like let's say you see something that's really horrible and sad, or you know what I mean, like the trafficking stuff, or like just different ways that women are exploited, or abortion, or something like that. Like something's weighing on you heavy, and then you'll go talk about it.
Oh, that's not why I talk to those people about that stuff.
It's not a way to
No, there's usually some running.
accomplish something.
No,
In the topic.
It's a running issue that somebody says, "Hey, what about this?" Oh. So it necessitates a response, I think. But no, I don't talk to people about it. If I have a situation, yeah, I'm not doing that because I want to talk about it. If I did, I'd just talk about it with you. Well,
I didn't know that. That's good to know, actually.
Nah, when I'm in that space, I just want to be by myself. Let me listen to my Amaranda Dawson, and I'll be good to go.
Oh, okay.
There you are. What do you give the song?
7. I might have rated it higher if I could have heard the vocals a little bit better, because I think I might have liked it, but it was too difficult.
Yeah, it's an 8 for me. I mean, yeah, it's an 8. Rest in peace, the big homie. But there we are. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.